Michella Chester for NCAA Digital with the biggest impact college baseball freshman in 2022. Now, I know it's early, numbers are going to change and they're going to change quick, but I've got to look at the guys off to the hottest starts this season. Starting off with the most obvious of them all, not even a hot start, but an absolutely absurd start for Tommy White at NC State. Tommy, rightfully nicknamed Tommy Tanks, after blasting 9 home runs so far, with 5 in his opening weekend and 3 in his first ever collegiate baseball game. White is hitting .431 with 29 RBIs and a .960 slugging percentage. Not to mention, pretty much all of his bombs were dead center out of the deepest part of the ballpark and absolute bullets. His name is buzzing across the country, one of the most dominant players, let alone freshmen, in college baseball right now. Next, I've got a few guys from Tennessee. The Vols have 3 freshmen that needed to be on this list without a doubt, starting off with Dickey. He's a redshirt freshman, but he can hit. 3rd in the nation right now with a .565 average and 2 homers as well. He won SEC Freshman of the Week after he was retired just once in 13 plate appearances over 4 games and led the team with an .875 batting average, 9 runs scored, a .923 on-base percentage, and 2 stolen bases. You might remember there were some question marks with Tennessee and their pitching staff, especially with Blade Tidwell out with injury. But then we saw the emergence of true freshman right-handers Chase Burns and Drew Beam. So mature as freshmen, showing some electric stuff so far. Burns has got a .6 ERA, a 2-0 record through 15 innings pitched and 19 strikeouts. And Beam has a 0 ERA with a 2-0 record through 11 innings pitched with 11 strikeouts. Tony Vitello told D1 Baseball they are just different freshmen. Next, I've got Casey Saiki at Virginia, off to a hot start with a .516 average and 2 home runs already and an .839 slugging percentage. Back in the SEC, Diaz at Vandy makes the list, hitting .500 so far this season. Diaz won SEC Freshman of the Week after batting .579 for the week with a team high, tying 11 hits to help the Doors to a 5-0 perfect record. He reached base in all 5 games. And I also want to quickly mention Carter Holton for Vandy, a freshman left-handed pitcher who has thrown for the most innings out of the rotation so far with a .37 ERA and 22 strikeouts. Next, over in the Pac-12, Thatcher Hurd at UCLA, a true freshman right-hander with 28 strikeouts so far this season. That's in the top 15 nationally. He also sports a .66 ERA through 13 innings pitched and a .089 opposing batting average. 2 more in the Pac-12, Travis Bazzana at Oregon State making an immediate impact on this extremely offensive team. Just a pure hitter that can do a little of everything, projected to perform well this season by multiple outlets and living up to the hype. Hitting .389 so far, and a guy I can see being a big name for years to come. Then you've got Braden Montgomery at Stanford, another top-rated guy headed into this season with a great start so far for the Cardinal. He is hitting .320, but with a 1.153 OPS, 3 bombs already, and a team-leading .720 slugging percentage. Vance Honeycutt is next for UNC. And this guy has been a huge part of the Tar Heels' early success this season. In his opening game, the center fielder went 3 for 4 with 2 home runs and 4 runs scored, and now has 5 bombs on the season, 10 RBIs, and he's 12 for 12 in stolen bases. He went from hitting in the 9 spot to leadoff and should be a big name and power hitter for years to come. 3 more. Josh Hartle at Wake Forest, a big lefty off to a great start, a 1.02 ERA with a 3-0 record through 17 innings pitched this season, 17 strikeouts, and a .169 opponent batting average. Then the reigning champs have got a strong freshman in Hunter Hines, often hitting in the 3-hole for Mississippi State as a DH with 3 home runs on the season and a .341 average. And lastly, Michael Braswell at South Carolina, another guy that was SEC Freshman of the Week, hitting .477 this season with a home run and a 1.248 OPS. He's pitched 3 or so innings as well for the Gamecocks. But that's it for now. A few more guys to note. I mean, my list was over 20 players long before having to narrow it down. I've got Mike Sirota at Northeastern, Grant Seigel at Tulane, a 0 ERA in 12 innings pitched, Derek Fabian at Florida, Luke Harrison at Texas, so many more. A lot of rising stars in college baseball.